So what is it that sets full-frame cameras and crop cameras apart? Let's find out. Alright, so what is the difference between full-frame sensors and crop sensors? Now simply put, the short answer is full-frame sensors are bigger than crop sensors. Now for Canon, that's 1.6 times bigger. For Nikon, that's 1.5 times bigger. So simply by looking at it, you can already tell the full-frame sensor is significantly bigger than the crop sensor. So that is the main difference between full-frame and crop. So thank you everyone for watching. Nah, just joking, we're not done yet, there's more to it. So the next factor that differentiates full-frame and crop is the field of view. Hence why they say crop, because a crop sensor is basically like a cropped down version of a full-frame sensor. Now, the image circle that comes out of your lens, the image that comes out of a lens is the same, except with the crop sensor, you're only just taking a middle section of the image, whereas a full-frame sensor takes up more of the image. So you see more of the image with a full frame, and you see less of the image, just the center bit of the image with a crop sensor. Now, another factor that sets apart full frame and crop is the field of view, otherwise the crop factor. That's why it's called a crop sensor. A crop sensor is basically a cropped down version of a full frame sensor. So that has a direct impact on your field of view. Imagine taking a photo taken from a full frame camera and then cropping it down in Photoshop, and you pretty much get the same effect as a crop sensor. So with a crop sensor camera, you will get a tighter field of view because you're cropping down the image to just the center, so your image is going to be much tighter, whereas with full frame, you will get a wider field of view. So to calculate the cropped down field of view on a crop sensor body, all you have to do is take the focal length of your lens, for example 50mm, and then multiply it by the crop factor. That's 1.6 for Canon right here, and 1.5 for Nikon users. So 50mm by 1.6, that's 80mm. So that means using a 50mm lens on a crop body will give me an equivalent field of view as using an 80mm lens on a full frame body. So to demonstrate that, here is an image taken with a 50mm lens on a Canon 5D Mark III, which has a full frame sensor. So this is the field of view you get. And here is the exact same setup, except this time we're taking it with a 70D, which has a crop factor of 1.6. You can see the field of view is tighter, but we're using the exact same lens. So it's the same 50mm lens. However, you can see it's basically like a cropped down version of the full frame. So like I said just now, if I were to use a 50mm lens on a crop sensor, that would give me the equivalent field of view as using an 80mm lens on a full frame. So if I take a shot using 80mm on the 5D Mark III, which is a full frame, you can see that would give me approximately the same field of view as the 50mm on the crop. Now, full-frame cameras also have an edge over crop sensor cameras when it comes to low light performance. Now, because if the megapixel count is pretty much constant around the range of 20 megapixels, with the full-frame sensor being bigger, that means each individual pixel will also get to be bigger. Whereas with a crop sensor camera, you have to cram all those pixels into a smaller area, so each pixel size is going to be smaller. So with bigger pixel sizes on the full frame, they are able to receive light better and generate less of that digital noise we all dread at high ISOs. So generally with a crop sensor camera, you will get much noisier images at high ISOs, and with a full frame camera, you will get less noisy images at high ISOs, as you can see in the sample photos I'm showing you. So that is pretty much it about full frame versus crop. If you think there's something that I missed, do point it out to me in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions and comments, just leave them in the comment section as well. The link to the blog post of this video will be in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.